Welcome guys, and in today's video we're going to be shading this right here. Now we lined that in a separate video, you can go check that out and then come back to this one if you'd like. But today we're going to be shading it, and we're going to be using black and gray to do so. So if you guys are ready to do that, then let's go.
Alright guys, first things first, gloves. Now I have all my ink lined up right here. And if you want to know how I mix my gray wash, I'll be linking it right up here. I have a whole video on how I make this specific gray wash. Another thing is we're going to be using the CNC Q2 machine. I already have it all wrapped up and ready to go. Like we talked about in earlier episodes, when it comes to choosing your needles, you might not always know exactly what needles you're going to want for that job. You're going to need a starting point. So for me, I have two needles. I'm not sure if these are going to be the same needles I use throughout the whole tattoo, or if I'm going to require smaller, larger, whatever. So I'll let you know as we go what needles we are using. And if you take a look at this fake skin right now, you'll notice that the purple is pretty much gone. And if you watch the first episode, you'll see that there was a lot of purple from the stencil left behind, and I asked you guys how to get that off of there. The best thing I found was bleach and water. I got a bucket, put plenty of bleach in there, put plenty of water in there, and I let this fake skin sit in there for a day or two or whatever. And I came back, cleaned it off, and yeah, worked like a charm. So thank you everybody, thank you, because that really saved the day. With all that mumbo jumbo out of the way, let's get to tattoo.
Slowly into the silent night, an endless fall, like cuts from 1,000 knives. I hear you call, but I'm still stumbling in the dark, a silent howl as I dissolve into your arms. I waited now, seduced by a sweet the scar you left is like an open wound. I'm down and low. Don't wake me up, it's still too soon. I hear you call, but I'm still falling deep in love. I'm washed away and carried to your sweet embrace. I waited now, seduced by a sweet
I will say that I have noticed that the fake skin doesn't take the ink quite as nicely as real skin. I know we talked about that when we were lining it, but it's the same kind of thing when it comes to shading it. If I were to pump black like I am now into real skin, it's gonna take it a bit easier. It's gonna go in a bit easier, if you will. On fake skin, you kind of have to work it a little bit more, be a little bit more deliberate about what you're doing, but nonetheless, it's still going pretty good. So let's keep going. Alright guys, as you can see, we are pretty much done. I am lathering this sucker down and some A&D, rubbing it in real good. And then we are going to just wipe it off and see what we got. Alright, so that's that, guys. I have to say, I think it turned out pretty decent. This was my reference moving forward with this. I simply took charcoal and shaded it how I wanted it to be shaded, and then just went off this while tattooing it.
Alright guys, so that's how I tattoo fake skin. I used all the techniques we've gone over in our prior videos, and I used them on this piece of fake skin. From whip shading, to packing some black, to all the various things we've talked about, they were done here. And remember again guys, that the fake skin is gonna take a little bit more work to get the ink into it. It's not quite as nice as real skin in the fact that the ink penetrates better into real skin. Of course, you have less time to work in real skin because you don't want to destroy the skin. But with fake skin, you can work a little bit more because it just takes a little bit more effort to take the ink in. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. Lastly, if you guys enjoyed this video, I encourage you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell to get notifications when I post. Until next time, guys, peace.